Welcome back to Out of the Rough. I'm joined by my provisor friend, David Hoffman. He is a patent attorney, Hoffman Patent Group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Fred.
Now, a great thing about David is you went to MIT, which is hard enough to get in, I think, as a engineering graduate, right?
That's correct, civil engineering.
And then you went and got a law degree from the University of Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Well, I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, but I was very good at math and science. So I went to MIT. It was kind of a natural thing, and then realized, no, law is my love, and that's where I want to go.
We're talking about a very smart man here. That's why I want to emphasize that. Very smart man.
Thank you.
You're also very involved in what's called intellectual property, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, trademark and patents. But I also want to mention one thing, very involved with Habitat for Heroes here in the Santa Cruz Valley, right?
That's correct.
You recognize the logo.
Exactly. I worked on a job and donated and done all that stuff. It's a great organization.
One of your passions.
I'm not sure I would call it a complete passion, but I do like what they do.
Good, good. So let's talk about inventors. You invent something. Maybe it's in your garage or in your shop. How do you protect yourself from being either sued, or how do you protect your invention?
Well, there's a lot to answering that, but the best way is consult your patent or trademark attorney, get them to do a search. Make sure you're not doing somebody else's invention that beats you to the punch, or using somebody else's trademark that beats you to the punch. And then once you're clear on that, you can go forward. In order to protect your invention from the search, patent attorney can tell whether or not it makes sense to file a patent application.
Now, there's different kind of patents, right? You've mentioned that before. Design patent, utility patent. Tell us about the different kind of patents.
Correct. So you also want to tell the attorney about your business, what your goals are, who your customers are, what they like in your product, or what you expect them to like in your product, because we're talking about the early days when you first invented. If it's going to be the look of the product, then that's something called a design patent, which is on how it looks. That's it, nothing about how it functions. If it's going to be about how your product functions, it's the next best mousetrap, then you want a utility patent, which is on how it works.
And would you get both for one product?
I have done that. There are times where it makes sense to get both for the same product.
Yeah, so make sure you know what kind of patent that you want. Let's talk about trademark. It's one of those things that they talk about, patents and trademarks. What is a trademark?
A trademark is a name or a phrase or other indicia that show somebody who you are. So like McDonald's, like the golden arches for McDonald's, it identifies to the customer that that's McDonald's. If I'm driving by and McDonald's can't put its name or its golden arches there, I don't know it's McDonald's.
And you can think of a lot of those, 76 ball, right?
Exactly. And other things can be trademarks as well, like the color pink for insulation. Owens Corning has a very powerful mark in the color pink. I happen to like pink too, it's my favorite color.
Oh, yeah, and so the Pink Panther. And they did a spin-off on that with insulation.
Love the Pink Panther, by the way.
So it becomes that whole marketing kind of how you identify yourself as an organization.
Exactly. While a patent is on either how it functions or sometimes on how it looks.
Let's talk about what can be patented. On my smartphone I have down here, I have an app. Can that be patented?
Smartphone apps, software, business methods, internet websites that do certain things, yes, they can be patented. It's not easy to get a patent in those areas because it's hard to distinguish from what other people do, but they can be patented and they can be very valuable patents.
I got to throw one thing out there. Dr. Pepper. Nobody has been able to find out the secret of Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, well, I don't know.
Talking about that little patent, that's a great example where it's been a secret for so many years.
I'm not a pepper, but I know about Coke because I read up on their website about their history. Dr. Pemberton in 1886 invented the Coke formula, and he brewed it in his backyard in a little brass kettle. And that's been a trade secret. He never filed for a patent because if a patent issued, it would only protect him at that point in time for 14 years, and then his formula would be public.
That's a very important point.
So his trade secret now is 14 plus 100 plus 13, 127 years old and still going.
Because he didn't patent it, because patenting it, you're only covered for 14 years.
Correct. And now 20 from the time you first file.
Okay.
Correct.
So you have a little monopoly on that particular item for that amount of time if it gets accepted.
Exactly. So if the head start is important, then get the patent. If the longevity is important, consider if you can get a trade secret protection.
Just real briefly, how do you avoid, if you're an inventor, from getting in trouble or getting sued? You know, some basics to make sure you stay out of trouble.
Well, anytime you have a new product that you're going to go out there with, or a new service, or you modify your product or service, think about doing a patent search. Consult a patent attorney. Make sure you don't infringe somebody else's thing, because if you get sued for patent infringement, that's going to cost way more than doing the search.
Yeah, well, very good information. We turned kind of a intellectual property subject matter into some very interesting things. Thanks for expressing on what they both are. Those that want to reach out to you, how can they get you?
They can get me at my website, www.dlhpatent.
DLH.
DLH, right? D as in David, L as in Lee, H as in Hoffman, followed by the word patent.com, or david@dlhpatent.com, or my phone is 661-775-0300.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a smart man. So I'd want you on my side if I become an inventor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred.
Absolutely. We're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll be right back.